Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you wanted to join me today because today we're talking about something that's really important. We're talking about meaning in objects, or the meaning that we put into things. And I think that's one of the most important messages and most important aspects of zero waste. Zero waste, I get told a lot, no one can achieve, and I get told a lot that no one can be completely zero waste. And frankly, that just shows me that these people that said this to me, they do not quite understand the meaning of the movement zero waste. Zero waste does not mean that everybody should be zero waste, that everybody should produce no trash whatsoever. Zero waste means that we strive towards a goal where there is no disposables, or we strive towards a goal where there are meaning in things. This is something that I haven't really talked about because it's just now that I am able to vocalize what it is I'm actually feeling. But it's something that has been happening within me for quite a long time. When we use a disposable cup, or when we use single-use plastic cutlery, we use meaningless things. We fill our lives with meaningless objects, and that is extremely toxic. When I use this spork every single day, for me this symbolizes the biggest change that I made in my life, and it symbolizes the best change I made in my life. When I use my items, also for instance like my eco lunchbox in stainless steel, I've also had this for about 3 years. When I use these things, it makes me happy. When you use a disposable paper plate, it does not make you happy, I reckon. You're neutral towards it, or maybe you're even a little bit negative towards it because you know disposables aren't really the best. I see people all the time when I bring my own stuff. I see people excusing or talking about, oh, it's bad with the plastic, but they continue to use it. So you fill your life not only with neutral things, but also with things that have a negative impact upon you, or things that does not give you joy. It actually does the opposite for you. There's no meaning into it, and that is extremely toxic. I learned that once I removed all of these things, once I removed cups and disposable plates and papers and I can't even remember all the things, It's everything from small cotton pads that you throw away, to plastic cups, and to cutlery, plastic bags, straws, everything. When I removed all of these things, I started really to realize what was important to me. I started to realize how I felt, and I started to learn how to vocalize and to talk about what I felt. It seems so weird that these small items, they will have such a huge impact upon you, but it is really true. At least it's true for me. It's something that happened to me. And in terms of this, or in context of this, so when we talk about zero waste, what I like to say is, I'm not talking about no waste whatsoever, but I'm talking about meaning. If you use something in your everyday life and it produces a little bit of waste, but it is extremely meaningful to you, then perhaps that practice is not the first practice to tackle. Perhaps that practice is not the first thing that you need to change. Perhaps you can start by changing something different, something that is not meaningful to you. For instance, in terms of hobbies and crafts work and things that you do that really gives you joy, perhaps that is not the first place to change your ways, because if it gives you joy, leave it for a while, or find a more sustainable way of doing so. I know tons of people that are really into crafts that buy all of their supplies secondhand, for instance, which is a better way. But when I get questions like, oh, but I use this small pot of paint and it comes in a plastic box, what can I do about that? Usually what I say is, you can try and investigate if you can buy it in bulk. You can try and see if you can find it secondhand, or if you can find it in a larger container so you won't have the individually small packaged things. But if it really gives you joy and there's no other way around it, you shouldn't stop doing the things that makes you happy. That would be nonsense, that would be crazy, right? So the things that are meaningful to you, treasure them and be happy that you have something that is truly amazing. And I see such a big difference between tools, disposable tools that we use every day and discard, and in contrast we have meaningful things that really gives you joy. Those are not in the same category whatsoever, and you should tackle them completely different. So I hope I'm making sense right now. I'm also talking about this because I'm really getting into doing stuff that, you know, that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, but that I don't really know how to, or I think it's difficult or whatnot, but the things I want to do. And for instance, I would really like to make pottery, which is very strange and weird, but I really want to do that. And you shouldn't not do that because zero waste and you can't, and clay comes in plastic and whatnot. If it really gives you joy, you should find a way to do it anyway. And you should maybe focus all your zero waste energy somewhere different. Does that make any sense? It is not, you're not a hypocrite for treasuring the things that make sense to you and gives you meaning and gives you joy. That is not a hypocrite's point of view. It is focus, and I think focus is really important because we can't go around telling ourselves and telling everybody that I am completely zero waste, thus I am perfect. No one is perfect and no one is completely zero waste, but we have focus, we have different focus, and that's just really important to remember, right? But I think pointing out the meaningful things in your life and pointing out the things that gives you joy every day, pointing out those things as the place to start with zero waste is not always the best way to go. I would start somewhere different and work my way towards there, and give yourself the place and you know, give yourself time to have this journey with yourself, which is really, really important. So yeah, that was just a bunch of hippie talk from me, wasn't it? Yeah, but it's true though, and it really sucks when the hippie talk is true. So sue me, please don't sue me. It always sucks when the hippie talk is true, but it really, really is. And if you focus on the things that gives you joy every day, you will become a much, much happier person. That was my closing statement. I hope you really, really liked this video, guys. If you did, leave it a thumbs up, and you can also comment down below what gives you joy and what sort of thing do you do every day that sparks joy and gives you meaning, and it's lovely. I would love to know. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. Yeah, YouTube you probably know. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and on my own domain, guidemary.com. I hope to see you guys in my next video. Take really good care of yourself. Until then, bye!